Listen, for a show that likes to always say, expect the unexpected, that is a farce because there is one thing that you can always expect every single season from this show, and that is production is going to do something so idiotic that it kills the momentum of the season. We saw that 2 years ago with the zombie twist. We saw that last season with Zanky World. This season might be the worst yet. So most of this video this morning is probably not going to be about the game. The gameplay. Because what game? What gameplay? Big Brother is now just basically whose line is it anyway? Everything is made up and the points don't matter. Everything is made up and the gameplay doesn't matter. So honestly, I didn't even care to pay attention when the feeds came back on finally to try and figure out how the twist exactly worked and the competitions and how they went down because it is too idiotic for me to care. I'm not even mad though. I just see the show for what it is. It's a joke. I see people coming to the realizations that I talked about on this channel 5 or 6 years ago where this show and its production are concerned. Rachel being eliminated on some random ass twist, some random ass competition is so asinine in so many ways that I don't even know where to begin. And let me just say before we actually get into this that I have not been biased towards Rachel at all this season. So if it was Lauren or Keanu, I would feel the same way about this twist. Although I do think there is one point that makes it being Rachel even worse, but no player in Big Brother should be eliminated from a random competition. No HOH, no veto, no blockbuster, but a random competition? Huh? It's very confusing. It doesn't even make sense. So, let me get this straight. Every round so far has not only been veto that someone can save themselves, but a blockbuster that could save them. And they're keeping the blockbuster around even longer to continue to do just that, where people can have 2 chances to save themselves. But one player this season can be eliminated from a random competition, some sort of safety chain-like bullshit, which let me just say, any safety chain-like twist is some bad YouTube game bullshit. I say that as someone who makes YouTube games with good twists. Big Brother just looks very amateurish to me with this twist because it made zero sense in the scheme of things for the entire season where everyone else can get multiple chances, but one player might go home on some random ass twist. And that brings me to my next point about Rachel being the one eliminated and why that kind of makes it even worse. Because I feel like they literally wasted our time. They cast a bunch of dummies in the first place so that Rachel can make it far in the game, never being nominated, only to be eliminated like this. What was the point of the whole season? What, more importantly, is the payoff? Like, people watch TV for either for payoffs of some sort, like some sort of logical payoff. Even in games like this, there's usually some sort of payoff. Either the person you really hate makes the end and wins anyway, or they get eliminated in some dramatic fashion that you can celebrate. But some random competition, there's no payoff. The only people that would be glad Rachel is eliminated like this has to be the bottom of the barrel Rachel haters. I'm sure Derek is very happy because there's no satisfaction otherwise. Anybody else's fave player this season didn't even get a chance to nominate and evict Rachel, which would have been a big game move. We get no Keanu and Rachel payoff, which became this redundant as hell relationship that I was feeling was being force-fed on the episodes, and yet no payoff there. It's just so unsatisfying on so many levels. No feeds to watch Rachel fight to stay if she's nominated. Awful. Just awful. I would like to think that there's some other half of this twist that Rachel wasn't actually evicted since they just said eliminated and not evicted. But there's like no time left. We basically have 3 more weeks. And if Rachel comes back, there's still 8 players. So with this production team, I always expect the worst. So I expect this is the only part of the twist. So she would be in jury now. The first in jury like she didn't want, which is ironic. She got mad at Morgan for plotting her to be the first in jury. People debating if she should walk away from jury because she was eliminated in unfair fashion. I think she should walk away from jury because the show doesn't care. So why should she? Now, she would probably lose a lot of money if she walked away from jury. But like after this awful twist, I would have been, if I was Rachel who already played twice, I think I might walk away. I would have been like, deuces, enjoy your 6-person jury. Hope you don't have a tie. Good luck with that. But yeah, if this is the only part of the twist and Rachel is gone off of it from a special Tuesday episode, like it's for a special Tuesday episode, nobody's going to watch it anyway. I think this just tells me what I've always known, that this show's production team is the most inept in the business. Grodner and Meehan are the worst at their jobs, the worst producers in the business. People ask me in the comments sometimes, why don't you apply for Big Brother? Because I've sat here and talked shit about the producers for 6 years. I don't think I'm going to get cast, nor do I want to be on a show with a production team that does crap like this. Because in the end, they brought Rachel back. She played her best social game. But that meant that she was going to keep her fight level down. Like, she kept it at a 3. So they eliminated her like this before we could get any like real classic Rachel fights. We got her harping on Zay and Keanu and Morgan a couple times. But like, Rachel's always been known for giving us drama. And I feel like she tried to play a good game and have a good social game. So she kept that down. So we missed out on that, but if she was going to go out like this, why did she even need to have a good social game? Like, it's such a big dropped ball from production. Like, I can't even form thoughts in my head to understand who made this decision and why. It's such a bad decision on every level. For the TV show, for the live feeds, for all of us. It's so bad. It's such a bad decision. There's no payoff for us now. And that's the only thing that upsets me. But overall, I find it a joke, like I find this show in general, because of its production. The production sucks. Like, I know a lot of people that watch reality TV. That's why I have a channel about reality TV. Different ages. Some because they like Survivor, some because they like shows like Real Housewives. The younger people because they love Love Island now. And when I tell them I watch Big Brother, most of them haven't seen it, and I never recommend it to them. And I never will as long as Grodner and Meehan are still in charge, because the episodes are edited so poorly, and then they do stuff like this and you get no payoff. So why would I even recommend this show to other reality TV enthusiasts? I won't do it. I mean, I would feel bad if I recommended this show because it's usually so infuriating. Also, I feel like what Big Brother was going to try and do before they got this backlash for it being such a stupid twist, they wanted Rachel to be their Suri from Survivor when Suri went out because everybody else had a power or an idol, and she got idled out with no vote against her. They want us to feel like Rachel is getting Suri'd and we should just feel sorry for her. She played a great game, but she's going out. But the problem is we expect idols and powers to be a part of the Survivor game. Plus, Suri had that story of never winning, being the best to never win. So to go out, idled out, it's kind of still triumphant. What more could she have done? But in this case, no one expects to go home on Big Brother from some random ass competition twist. No HOH, no veto. So how are we supposed to feel? It's just unsatisfying. It's no triumph from Rachel. It's not. It's just this show looks like it screwed over one of their vets is what it looks like. I hate when people on reality shows, like competition shows, get like kicked off right away at the beginning of the season when there's an instant elimination at the beginning of the season. Big Brother's had that like once, Survivor's had that once or twice too. Even that's infuriating. But this is even worse. Over 2 months into the season and you're having a random elimination. Asinine. Anyway, I gotta move on. To keep this stupidity going though, at Final 8 this season, only 3 people got to play in the HOH. Apparently, Lauren and Morgan were 2 of them. Morgan threw it like an idiot. Morgan's also upset that Vince chose Lauren over her at some point in the past 24 hours, so she's been devastated. First of all, if Morgan really threw the competition after losing Rachel, it's very dumb. I don't know what she was thinking. I just have to assume it's because, as I said a couple days ago, she was trying to put herself in the middle of the house. If she wins an HOH, she's going to get blood on her hands. But now she's on the block, and she could be going home, so she should feel like an idiot. If she's mad at Vince, though, she should have saw that coming. Vince has screwed over everybody this season. But also, like, did Vince lose both his real-life girlfriend and his cheat mans within a couple of days of each other? Yikes. Vince showing he will do anything to make the end, but he still needs a winning vote. And he continues to piss off more and more people, and thus more and more jury members, so he might make the end. But will he win? I don't know. I've been saying that for weeks now. Has quite the jury speech he's going to have to give to win this game. So Lauren is the HOH, and she has finally gotten to do her biggest Sundown Town wishes. Her plan is to literally only nominate everyone not white. And save the comments, because I know people are going to be like, oh, Lauren's just going after the people that she didn't want to work with. No. Well, yeah, actually, that is what she's doing. But people are going to say that she's going after the people that don't want to work with her. But the fact is she's going after the people she didn't want to work with. I've been talking about Lauren's Sundown Town plan since her first HOH. So any comments about how Lauren is going after people that don't want to work with her, it doesn't work with me. She has been the person not wanting to work with anyone that doesn't look like her, and she's scared to do it, and she has refused to even try and pivot in the past few weeks, which I've been talking about here too. So it does make me side-eye her. It does. She has nominated Will, Ashley, and Morgan with Keanu as a backup plan. I see either Ashley, Morgan, or Keanu going this week. If Keanu's on the block, there could be enough votes to evict him. But a lot of people looking at Morgan too, the only thing Ashley has going for her is that Lauren can't vote. So like if Kelly and Vince vote against her, she might still have votes to stay if she continues to have Ava on her side. But Ashley could be going home this week too. Ava continued to be upset that people were playing the game this season. She's been so infuriating because she's napped a lot of this season, but then she'll be complaining about stuff that's been happening behind her back. It's very frustrating. She's just another poster child for why this cast does suck. But Ava did have a good rant last night about how they seem to sign up for the challenge and not Big Brother. And that is kind of how the blockbuster has made this season. The fact that it's still going included. Because yeah, they are on a broke ass version of the challenge with carnival games. Because the fact is, if the blockbuster is going until Final 6, that's really crazy. I think what happened is that production got so excited last season that they finally, after years, had a twist that the fandom didn't universally despise, that they are now beating it into the ground this year so we all start to despise it. It's exactly what happened. They finally had a twist people didn't hate. I don't know, this season though, after they have this twist that we all hate, they're probably going to start hating on the blockbuster now too, and I wouldn't blame them. So I do think, thanks to the blockbuster this season, and it's sticking around, the final 3 will be some combination of Vince, Keanu, Lauren, or Callie, we either get the story of Keanu or Lauren winning next to Vince because of a bitter jury, or maybe Vince can beat Callie in a final 2. Because as it stands right now, if Morgan stays upset with Vince, Callie is the only player I can see Vince winning besides. Because people don't really respect her or like her either. Anyway, I'm ready to move on. Last thing I do want to do before I go, a shout out to Lisa McClendon in the comments. Lisa's always bringing logic and facts in the comments. I'm fine with people disagreeing with me, but if you're going to go in the comments and bring up some fake, dumb crap that doesn't even make sense, like it's just illogical bullshit, and you sound like you're related to Keanu or something, Lisa has been in the comments owning people with logic and facts, so I want to give Lisa a shout out if she happens to hear this. So yeah, we had the fees off for a day, only to come back to some horrid twist where Rachel's now gone out of nowhere. We don't even get to see her campaigning, fight for her life in the game, and it should just make us all question: did we waste our time with this season? Because what was the point of it all? Why did they bring Rachel back with a bunch of dummies if she was just going to be eliminated from a random twist? Just when I think this show can't fascinate me in the ways they can make things worse, they always do. Every season, they top themselves in bad decisions.